For 50 years, Denis Chavez and his family used the San Lorenzo Community Acequia Ditch to irrigate beans, chilies, alfalfa, and apples. But that could come to an end.
Doesn't seem to be getting any better. It seems to be getting worse all the time.
For Chavez, one major factor is the cost of using water from the acequia, a ditch that diverts water from the Mimbres River so farmers can irrigate their crops.
You will no longer be able to grow the crops that you are been able to grow for your subsistence, for your family, because you can't come up with that kind of money to pay for the use of that water.
Chavez blames lawsuits filed against the San Lorenzo Community Ditch Association that he and about 25 other neighbors are members of for the price increase.
Well, it's obvious. I mean, anytime that you need to hire counsel to defend your interest in a lawsuit, you're going to be faced with a pretty hefty bill.
Chavez says for a long time he was only spending about $10 or $20 each year to irrigate his crops with water from this acequia ditch. But now, because of recent lawsuits, he says he now spends between $300 and $500 each year.
I think the lawsuits are unfortunate. I think the interests of all the parties would be better served by mediation.
That is former Grant County Commissioner Tim Donavan. He explains a few years ago members of the acequia voted to change the way the association functions. Before, the voting system for acequia members was 1 acre, 1 vote.
We live in a democracy, and I think the actions that we took as members of the acequia made it more of a democratic process.
Those actions included change, so every member of the acequia receives only 1 vote.
That's what the people decided to go to, was a one-man, one vote.
A good decision according to Denis Chavez, but he claims in response the Horace L. Bounds family filed lawsuits against the San Lorenzo Community Ditch Association. Chavez and Tim Donavan contend the Bounds family had the most acres, the most votes, and the most power in the old system. However, they say in the new voting system, everyone has an equal say.
A process where the decision-making became something that all members of the acequia were involved in, rather than a top-down system where 2 or 3 members made decisions and imposed them on the other people.
Donavan says the Bounds lost the election issue lawsuit, but it's now on appeal, and 3 other lawsuits filed by the Bounds have been shelved awaiting mediation. We contacted the Bounds family. However, wife Jo Bounds says they have no comment and they don't give interviews. Denis Chavez hopes the lawsuits go away so he and other farmers won't have to pay more legal fees. Otherwise, he may have to give up his farming operation. For KRWG, I'm Jared Andersen.